This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Deyvis Ferreira, Kristen Jordan, and Margaret. And before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Jamie Laradin and Darren Douglas to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. We also want to thank Soonmi Edwunmi for increasing their pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much for all of your support and your generosity. We really couldn't do this without you. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 12 and 13 of Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, so chapter 12 is A Bargain.
Yeah.
And chapter 13 is High Seats.
Yeah, I found the first chapter more interesting than the second chapter.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, there's information. It's the politics stuff. We can talk about it briefly. We don't have to spend a ton of time.
Yeah.
But, you know.
For the politic people out there.
We're moving along.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Chugging.
Yeah.
Chugging up the hill.
You're right.
I think I can.
Yeah.
Get to the interesting content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, the train, I'm pretty sure, made it over.
Right.
Right?
I think so. It made it to the top.
Right? I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
It never made it.
Oh.
Oh no.
It broke down and slid back down the hill.
Yeah.
I hate when they just go backwards.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a fun fact here. And I figured since we're spending so much time in Andor, I should look to see what the backstory is for Andor in the Wheel of Time and the connections RJ made here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, we got a couple, and I've alluded to a few of them way back also, but I thought I'd put them into a formal fun fact for you.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, Andor is the original name of Numenor. So in The Lord of the Rings, Numenor, and we've watched the first season of the TV show, so you should know what Numenor is.
Mm-hmm. It sounds familiar for sure.
Yeah, so
I've heard that word before.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So according to the Silmarillion, Andor might be derived from the biblical Endor, and that might be where RJ pulled it from. Now, Endor is actually an interesting story in the Bible because one of the stories is called The Witch of Endor. And in the story, the witch owned a talisman with which she could summon the dead. And it's really funny because in The Wheel of Time, I guess Elaine is the Witch of Andor.
What? She can't summon the dead?
She did just see a ghost today.
She did not. She didn't see it.
I know.
Okay.
That's the best I got there. Anyways, there's also a reference that RJ may have condensed the name from the small country of Andorra in the Pyrenees. And Andorra is a real country in our world. And apparently very popular with skiing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's between France and Spain. It's like right around there.
Sure.
But let's get into the renegotiation of the bargain.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So last time we were here, Elaine was traveling around to meet with houses, and we found out about some really super exciting information on all the houses in Andor.
Yeah, and you probably remember all the names and stuff.
Oh, for sure I do.
Yeah.
You know for sure I was paying so much attention.
Yeah, so the next chapter is going to be like just a breeze.
Well, I was going to say tonight is not going to be much different.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
All right, so chapter 12 is called A Bargain. And I thought, ooh, okay, we just talked last episode about how maybe we need to renegotiate this bargain because
we did.
Things aren't going well for these Aes Sedai.
Yeah, so I guess it's on the table.
It's on the table. So the chapter symbol is the 2 birds and star for the sea folk.
Yep.
And we're picking up with Elaine, right with her waiting for her bath.
Yes, yeah, we are still in the same day.
Yep.
It's the same. There's a couple of timestamps.
Yep.
Still the same day of the cleansing.
Right.
We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the timeline, like I've alluded to it a few times while we've been reading this series. It seems like it's getting a little bit condensed here because now we're a little bit next chapter. No. Next episode.
Yeah, chapter 14.
Yeah, we're at the halfway mark
of
Crossroads.
The book for sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we're still gonna be in the same day.
Same day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, that's true.
Uh-huh.
That is a thing that's happening. So Elaine is going to find a bath, and she's found one, but she has to wait in the hallway while her 2 guardswomen go to make sure there are no assassins hiding in the bathtub room.
Yes, or in the bathtub.
bathtub.
That's the place you least expect them. You have to be extra careful.
Okay, so she has an old maid.
Yeah.
This is the same one we've seen?
Yeah, this is Asanda, and this is the one who, when she was getting, like, done up by stupid Elsie, that she was thinking, oh, I really wish Asanda was here, but I can't take her with me because she's super old. And she can't make the trips.
We also have 2 new maids in training.
Oh, yeah,
who we have to be very patient with also.
Uh-huh. And what did you say about their names? Or at least one of their names.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we have Neris, which is like...
It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And then we have Stephanie.
Right.
Not Stephanie.
Look for the hidden
There's
T.
no T. It's Stephanie, which is fine. Whatever. Now, I don't want any of their backstory, and I know you want to tell me about their backstory.
No, well,
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I had to look up a word. Elaine calls them a tire woman, and I didn't know what a tire woman was. It doesn't really make sense.
Spell it.
Tire.
Oh.
Woman.
Tire.
Tire woman.
Okay.
It's basically an old word for a lady's maid. Think of an attire woman. Someone who gets you dressed.
Yeah.
It just like didn't connect in my head.
Because that's what the word I thought you were saying was attire.
But
you were saying
tire woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you say it out loud, it's different. But in my head, it was like, how do you even get tire woman from a lady's, like, what attire?
Yeah. Not interesting at all.
Well,
so now we have 2 big bathtubs.
They're copper bathtubs, and here's the first thing about copper. No, I'm just
okay.
No, we can keep moving.
All right. Well, we get a really big description of the tubs and how bathtubs work around here, and I am just so puzzled about why this needs to take so much work when we have channelers, who can just channel the water hot.
Yeah.
We even probably could just channel water to show up here somehow.
Like, there's probably a system.
There's definitely a system.
Yeah.
That we could use. But no, we have men carrying buckets with lids on them after they've been heated in the kettles.
And it gets more frustrating later on when the bath water is cold.
And we're like, I guess my bath's over.
Can't take a bath now. Can't get it hot. I have to wait for more hot water.
It's like, no, you literally could channel the water hot.
And it's not like in universe, we don't know that can't happen. We've seen Aes Sedai channel like water to make it hotter.
For tea.
Or sweeter even.
Yeah.
Like there's things you can do.
I know.
To make water hot.
Yes, but even the wine and the tea, we're using the power to heat that up for comfort.
Yeah. Why can't we do it for a bathtub? And it's like, oh, Elaine's pregnant. Maybe she can't channel. Avienda's here. She can channel. What is happening here?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Whatever.
You assert your dominance as daughter heir over the staff, I guess. I don't know.
I have no idea. So the tubs are finally full.
Yeah.
And Brigida's here too, but she's not taking a bath. Elaine gets in, and there's a whole thing about Avienda, who's also taking a bath here.
Yeah.
It's like mandatory that she takes a bath when Elaine takes a bath. I'm just this whole thing.
It's a
whatever.
Lot. It's a lot.
It's just, of course, you know, the Avienda's Aiel, and being in a tub is weird. Whatever.
Yeah. Also, she's getting soft in the wetlands, which Savannah and Tharava were talking about too. So.
Okay. Well, Brigida passes the time by chit-chatting, but not saying anything too important since the maids are all still here, but some rumors we do want getting out.
Yes, yeah.
And so...
we talk about things.
My favorite line is that maids gossip sometimes more than men.
Yeah.
Or they gossip like men or something. Like, it's a very funny line.
Ladies think that the men gossip and
too much.
Men think that the women gossip.
Of course.
So,
you know why? It's because literally everybody gossips.
Right. That's the thing. It's a funny joke, though. It's pretty good.
It's true.
Yeah. But some of the news is important.
Okay, tell me about it.
Okay, so we do have big merchant trains coming in via gateways.
Yes.
So we do know that she's doing okay right now.
Because the siege isn't going to work.
Yeah, it won't. That's just the thing about gateways is the siege is supposed to cut off access to food.
Right.
And then you just wait out your enemy. But at this point, like, Arimilla is going to run out of food first because it's still really hard to move in the wintertime.
Yes.
For merchants.
And unless Arimilla has, like, a secret Aes Sedai or something with her...
Yeah.
even then,
yeah, it's not enough.
Probably can't gateway.
Because that's the entire premise of this whole chapter is Elaine needs more channelers for more gateways.
That's right.
So there's 0% chance that
right,
Harimel
because the
has
merchant trains arrived from Tyr and Ilion.
Yeah, yeah. Now, interesting note. High Lord Darlin in Tyr is claiming that Tyr is besieged by nobles who want Rand out of Tyr completely.
Ooh.
So, we had heard sprinklings of that rumor about Tyr being under siege, and at first, and this was like back in Winter's Heart, like at the beginning-ish, we didn't know if that was true because it didn't really make sense that Tyr was being besieged, even though there were rebels around there. We didn't know that the city was under attack. But then at the end of Winter's Heart, you might remember what Rand did with Alana. He said, hey, go back to Kyrian, and then get Morana and Raphella to approach the Haddenmark rebels, because he wants Darlin as steward and Tyr, and then they can figure out everything else about the rebellion, but just, like, get it to stop.
Okay, but that was literally, like, a week and a half ago.
Exactly, and now today's the same day as the cleansing, so not a lot of time has passed for the rebellion to end. Mm-hmm. It's just confirmation from another source that Tyr isn't doing
something's
great.
Happening down there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to care about it until I actually see something happening and affecting our characters.
Yeah. And I mean, like, Tyr also isn't doing so bad that they can't sell goods to Caemlyn.
That's
so
right.
How bad can it be?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Anyways.
All right.
But this is the last one. This is the best / the worst. And I want to see your take on it.
Oh, that Elaine is passing kinswomen off as Aes Sedai?
Mm-hmm.
That part?
She's having Great Serpent rings made and then giving them to the kinswomen who did pass the accepted test before they got kicked out. So, like, hypothetically, maybe they are currently accepted?
Yeah.
Like, this is a big question mark for me.
Well, because they're accompanying the Windfinders who are making the gateways and going out there.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, if anybody draws the wrong conclusions about these women, that's their problem.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah?
Yeah, use everything at your disposal. I wish you would use more at her disposal.
I'm thinking about repercussions for Elaine from Aes Sedai, who, like, Elaine's literally, like, is she forging these Great Serpent rings?
I really don't care.
Does she have authority to make Great Serpent rings?
Good. I'm glad she's, like, literally doing something.
Okay.
She's doing something bold, and, like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that's right. You do like that stuff.
I certainly do. Why would I be like, oh no, Elaine, please don't do an interesting thing?
I feel like it would be better for Elaine if she just gets the Aiel to go and slaughter Harimel's people.
Well, for sure, yes. That is definitely something we want to happen.
Man.
But in the meantime, I'll accept this little thing that will probably actually never really have much repercussions for Elaine.
Yeah, okay.
So, whatever.
How's Egwene gonna feel about it? Because, you know, she's
probably fine.
Kind of uppity sometimes.
Probably fine.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
The thing is, if even before their fake raising, you know, to being Aes Sedai.
Whoa. Did you just call it fake raising?
Yeah, I did. It's fake.
It's
not real.
People.
I'm fine with it.
It's not real.
Well, like, I'm fine with it.
The other Aes Sedai are accepting it. Why can't you?
Well, no, it's fine. I'm just saying it's definitely not real. And if everyone's just going along with it, like, that's great. Cool.
Okay.
That's fine. But before that even happened, they were pretending they were Aes Sedai. And so if
they were.
Egwene is going to have any sort of problem with anybody else pretending to be Aes Sedai, well...
Oh, you know she's going to, like, mentally block that off.
Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Right?
She will never.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, while Elaine is getting scrubbed down, she realizes that Brigida has not mentioned any news of Gawain or Galad, so there must not be any word yet. Yeah. And then we get just this giant recap of this whole situation.
Yeah.
We get Gawain recap time.
She wants him here because he's supposed to be the guy. Like, where are you?
What is it called? First Prince of the Elaine?
Sword, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. First Prince of the Elaine sword.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Right, and Brigida really wants Gawain here so that she doesn't have to command the army anymore.
Right. And Gawain's literally trained his whole life to do this job, so he would actually be really good at it and very effective and in the country, and that would look really good for Elaine to have her brother, who was like Morghase's kids, you know, co-managing this situation. It would be good.
It would be okay.
Helpful.
It would be fine.
Yeah.
But turns out Gawain's like done a lot of stuff, and we get a big recap about all of that.
I will note, Elaine doesn't resent Gawain for siding with Elida.
Right. Probably because he was just confused. He didn't even know what was going on, really, probably.
Yeah.
And it's like,
There...
yeah, he did.
I give it partial points because, like, it's understandable.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
It's also her brother, so, like, you can't really...
Yeah, also whatever. Because now it's also time for Galad recap time.
Yeah.
Because he's a white cloak, we've never liked him, and we never will, and he could be here if he wanted to be, but we also don't care.
Well, she thinks that it would be better than neither of them here.
Yeah.
He would also be useful. Wait, okay, how do you feel about Glad?
I don't care.
Well, okay, give me something. Like, good or bad, mediocre, better or worse than Gawain? Like, if one had to be here, who would you want here?
Actually, I probably would want Gawain here.
Okay, over Glad.
Yeah.
And that's fair,
Yeah, because if Gawain was here, we would know where he stands.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially with protecting his sister and helping her get the throne.
Yeah.
Whatever. With Galad, we're not really sure, because he's White Cloak, but she's Aes Sedai, and so he literally started a war to help her and Nynaeve escape.
Yeah, so, like, even though she is Aes Sedai, he clearly doesn't hold the same, like, hatred.
Vendetta.
Yeah, vitriol, like, there's some sort of, like, word for it, where he doesn't hate Aes Sedai.
Visceral hate,
trained at the White Tower. He clearly doesn't have a hatred like some White Cloaks do.
Right. But it would still be more convoluted than if Gawain were to show up
like
here.
a new allegiance versus my White Cloak allegiance, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
But, anyway.
Neither of them are here.
No.
So
Brigida mentions that a few other Aes Sedai have arrived in Caemlyn, and then we get this whole thing that sisters are coming and going a little bit secretly, and we still have a total number of 10 staying at the Silver Swan.
Yep. We have heard about this before, too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is all recap. And Elaine's finding it a little weird that the sisters are still coming and going, even though this siege is going on.
Yep.
So,
They basically get free passes.
At
They're
this
still
point,
Aes Sedai,
though,
so...
I feel like I should predict what's going on with these Aes Sedai who are, like, running all around.
Elaine has a thought about it.
She's like, they're probably just sisters who are trying to wait out the tower split.
Yeah, and she does know that there were Reds who came in asking about the Black Tower, but they've all been gone for just a little while.
Right?
Yeah, so...
Probably because they're at the Black Tower.
They are at the Black Tower.
Yeah.
Great. Not in the best circumstance, but,
right. So, my prediction on this whole thing is they're spying, probably.
Okay.
Or it's Black Aja business.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to say that, actually. Okay.
Those are my predictions as to what's going on
with
the shifty Aes Sedai moving in and out of Caemlyn right now.
Yeah. It's also one of those questions where...
It could be Black Aja and spying.
That's true. And I was going to say, back before Rand got kidnapped, there was the whole in and out of a bunch of Aes Sedai and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we talked about numbers, about how many there actually are. So Elaine knows about 10. Like, her spies
exactly.
But how many...
Actually.
Yeah, how many are there actually here?
Well, I think that Brigida might be doing a better job with the spy network.
Okay. You give them a
like,
few more
there's
points.
10 staying at this inn, but maybe there are others that aren't being watched kind of thing, but...
Okay.
I don't know.
They're doing their best.
I have to tell you, it's really challenging for me to care.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to care about this.
This is you try?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'll give you points for that, so that's good.
Okay, let's get to some interesting stuff.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because
there is some stuff.
This is all interrupted by loud voices outside of the door.
Right.
And Brigida leaps up, and Avienda jumps out of the bathtub, and it's a whole thing.
Whole thing about, she's naked, and goes and gets the angriel.
Right.
Gives it to Elaine.
But then, somebody busts in the door.
Yeah.
And it's Zeta.
Yeah, Zeta?
Zeta.
Zeta. Okay.
Who knows? She busts into the room.
Do you know who she is?
Yeah, the Seafolk Wave Mistress.
Yes. So she's
is like
the
second
ambassador
to the Nesta.
Yeah, she's like the ambassador who was sent here for the Sea Folk. So she's also the one who led the terrible teaching lesson with Nynaeve and Talaan, where that all went very terribly, and why Nynaeve mostly left. Like 62% why she left.
No. Like, yeah, it was a perk that she got out of all of that.
Yeah.
But I think that was more of like a bonus and not like why she left.
It was a bunch of happy accidents. Like,
yeah.
oh, good. Okay, see you later.
This is really working out for me.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up 90.
See ya.
Except that, like, we don't know if she's conscious.
You know, we actually know that right now, she is still doing the cleansing.
Yeah.
We're not even forward in time yet.
That's true, yeah. But I mean, like, after that.
Yeah, okay.
We don't really know health-wise how she's going to be doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. So, anyway, there's definitely some tension here and snarky comments because the Windfinders for sure pushed Brigida.
Yeah, they're like using the power.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
That's definitely probably part of the thing because then also Zaida makes like a comment of, oh, I guess Brigida tripped over her stupid boots because you morons wear boots.
You morons wear boots.
And they got bare feet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like probably definitely.
And also, how dare you take a bath and not invite me? And Elaine's like, okay, well, I'll talk to you after my bath.
Yeah.
Like, this is really rude.
I don't want this.
Yeah. No. And Zaida just says, too bad you're listening to me right now, and tells Elaine that Nesta, the queen of the sea folk, was killed by the Shanshan.
Yeah.
Also, the first 12 of the sea folk have to meet to choose another mistress of the ships.
Yes.
And there can't be any delay.
Yeah.
Plus,
we talked about the hierarchy of the sea folk a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's election time. We gotta do it.
All right. So, you promised me 20 teachers, and I can't take Vandine because of her grief, but I'll for sure be taking the other 3 with me.
Yep.
And I sent word to the other Aes Sedai in the city, staying at that other inn, to see whether or not they're going to come with me to meet the dead.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for their answer because I'm leaving now. Yeah. And so there's a lot of things wrong with a lot that she's saying.
So much.
And Elaine's trying really hard to keep her cool because Zaida's just announcing that she's going to walk off with any Aes Sedai in the city. But it's also bad because it sounds like she won't be leaving any Windfinders in the city, which is going to be an issue.
Yeah, because we're in the middle of a siege here, and we need Windfinders for gateways.
True.
Yeah.
Now, Zaida announcing the terms of the bargain to the other Aes Sedai in the city.
Also bad.
Also bad.
Yeah, very bad.
And if this gets out, Egwene is going to be really angry, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, and, like, also, maybe not. Like, maybe you could have just told Egwene.
Yeah.
What, like...
Well, the terms of the bargain, that isn't a secret. It's just like that it's going to become general knowledge for Aes Sedai that, oh, we're doing this with the sea folk now. Mm-hmm. And also, what's Zaida expecting? That these sisters who've never heard of this deal are going to be like, oh, yeah, I'll come with you.
Yes, that's what what she expects. That's what she thinks.
That's crazy.
Have you met this person before? Like, the arrogance...
That's true.
Is there. It's real.
It's real. Both sides of this. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, Elaine realizes she's not going to get out of any of this, so she has her bathrobe on, and she invites the Windfinder to talk in the other room to sort things out, so off they go.
Wave Mistress. Not the Windfinders.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Whatever. Easy mistake.
Yeah, Windfinders are watching. Wave Mistress is doing the dealing.
Oh, doing the talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, once they're settled, Elaine starts by saying, okay, listen, lady, the sea folk were promised 20 teachers.
Yeah.
Not you...
Not you personally.
Not you, Zaida.
Yeah,
right? And I actually thought maybe since Nesta's dead and the bargain was made with her, that the bargain's off.
Yeah, that's fair, right? Initial dealer off the table.
It doesn't really quite feel like that, though.
Not quite. But that's the direction.
But we're re-bargaining. We're negotiating.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Elaine also tells her here that the deal was for proper teachers selected by the Amerlin seat, and you are not getting anybody until the Amerlin seat decides who you're going to get. Mm-hmm. And the sisters that agreed to teach here was only a temporary deal.
Yeah, side deal, adjacent to the actual bargain. To just keep you
a little bit happy, and even that didn't really work.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't work out.
Yeah. So basically, everything you just said, no. Not doing that.
You can't take any Aes Sedai with you. You'll have to wait until the Aes Sedai sends them. Yeah. Now, this is when Aviendha chimes in, and it's not a great look.
Well, she's the entire time, Aviendha's been, like, antagonizing the sea folk.
Yeah.
She's been, like, poking,
I know, but apparently. When we're in these negotiations, that I actually am quite impressed by Elaine.
Yeah.
During.
She had a redo.
I think that she's actually in a really good spot here. She's making some really good points. She's thinking quickly on her feet, and I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
And then Avienda kind of ruins it by being like, ha, she's got you by your nose.
Yeah.
Or whatever she says. And it's like, well, that's
Yeah.
not good. And then Elaine's irritated.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree with that. And I do. So we've been ragging on the bargains that have been made with the sea folk.
For sure.
Which I think is a fair criticism.
Yeah.
But she is doing a good job so far, like a decent job of renegotiating.
Yeah, but how you negotiate with people is not to make them feel like you're taking them for a fool.
Yes.
Like if you make people feel like they're stupid,
Mm-hmm.
well then they're just going to dig their heels in.
Yeah.
And go double down harder.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So.
And like maybe.
So shut it, Avienda.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't
You're right.
say that very often, but like Avienda, shut it.
Pipe down. Pipe down.
Now, Zyda responds by saying, like, yeah, maybe, but as I recall...
Just, like, this is my favorite, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Of the entire sequence
All of it?
here, this
Okay.
is the best.
So, turns out, Merlilla agreed to be one of the teachers way before coming to Camelin, so she's coming with us.
Yeah.
And Elaine's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't even think. She's like, oh, yep, no, you got her, it's cool.
Yeah, instead of being like, actually, no, that still doesn't fall within the bargain.
Well, and it's so funny because, like, in her thought process too, she's like, "Oh
I'm gonna have to give up something.
What can I do? Shoot, sorry. Yeah, no, it's cool. You can take her."
But she does add, you might have to return her to me if I have a particular need for her. ...
And
she thinks like, well, if I found out she's Black Aja and murdered Adelius,
she's one of the three.
She's one of the suspects on the murder board.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And now Zyda agrees, as long as a replacement is given if Merlelli gets subbed out. And it's like, no, that's actually not how any of this is going.
No, I love it. I love it. It's great.
But
it's fantastic because Elaine basically immediately accepts it and then thinks like, oh no, shoot. It's like, see ya. And I also really respect your ability to pronounce Merlelli like different ways every time you say her name.
Oh, what did I say this time?
You've said Merlilla,
Merlilla.
Merlilla.
I like Merlelli.
Yeah, it's whatever
best.
you want it to
Merlelli.
be. In the moment.
It's whatever I feel.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yep.
Deal's done, and we're gonna just like stare at each other.
Oh. Yeah. Well, it's like a who's gonna talk first situation.
First rule in sales, whoever talks first loses.
Really?
Yeah. That's not even a joke. That's like things they teach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just...
You ask the close question, hey, which way would you like to go? This one or this one?
Oh.
And then you shut up.
Ah.
And then you wait.
You gotta get comfortable with those silences.
Exactly. And the person who talks first loses.
Interesting.
I don't specifically adhere to all that stuff.
Right, okay.
Like I don't necessarily agree, but like that's a pretty popular like sales training thing.
I see.
So when it's not Elaine who talks first, it's Zyda.
She lost,
and that's why Elaine thinks, "Oh, she's upset."
Right.
Yeah. Fun little information there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get a long silence where they even get served some wine and very weak tea.
Yeah, with no honey?
With no honey.
Nothing.
No.
Because...
Bad for you.
Pregnant.
Because pregnant.
No honey.
Yep.
Terrible. Have terrible tea.
Have terrible tea. Might as well just have some hot water.
Yeah.
So terrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, the bargaining is not done yet because Zyda does speak first. She says, you need women who can make gateways. And I might be able to leave 1 or 2 windfinders here for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, she already knew.
More negotiating.
She already knew she was going to have to give that up.
Love it.
And Elaine knows that she does need strong channelers and definitely more than 2.
Yeah.
And so she goes, okay, well, what's that going to cost me? And Zyda says, 1 square mile of good land on the river, and it will be sea folk land under our laws, not Andor's, in perpetuity.
Which means forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Perpetuity.
Yeah, that means forever.
Yeah, that's a word that I never used to know.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that this is the same deal that the sea folk in Kyrian spun with what's-her-face?
Yeah.
Marana.
Yeah.
Right? No. Maruna.
No, it's Marana.
Marana?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, she's the gray.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1 square mile. So that's like a thing that they apparently have like also talked about.
Now I'm like, ooh.
Conspiracy.
Yeah,
no, it's like they literally are like, hey, these are things we could use that would be helpful.
Yeah, but why? Yeah, okay. So that they have somewhere to like unload their ships and stuff, and
yeah, I mean,
somewhere
it's like,
to dock that they don't have to worry about like laws and customs and stuff.
Yeah, like literally laws and customs are like a big thing. So that's also why like embassies exist in countries where it's, hey, this is my land and my rules on this land. Like that's a thing that we do in our world is embassies of a nature.
Okay.
But I do find it funny that she specifies the 1 mile of like good land. It can't be like
bad
marshy
land.
or swampy or like garbage. It's got to be like decent, you know?
Decent land and on the river, because what Rand did at the other place was like, put you very far inland.
I didn't tell you where.
Yeah.
Here's a freaking mile. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Elaine wasn't expecting this, but she thinks about her options because it's a relatively small price to pay to keep Caemlyn supplied, but at the same time, people have literally died.
Yeah, to not give up land.
To defend Andor land.
Yeah.
And here she is just going to give up.
Yeah. And like, if that's how you're going to think about it, but also think of it as in, you can do a lot of stuff with giving someone a mile of land and then saying, hey, this is yours, but if you want to leave that little square, you're going to pay for it.
I see.
And that's basically what she does.
Okay.
And there's a whole
Well,
thing.
that's exactly what Rand was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because that's it. It's like, yeah, you can have the mile of land, but then if you want to bring stuff to that mile of land, cool. If you want to move it out and sell it, you're going to pay customs. You're going to pay duties.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing that happens also in our world, and there's a reason for it.
Yes.
So.
And Elaine also says, you have 21 Windfinders with you, and I want all of them.
Yeah, it's good.
And 21 more to replace them when they leave for as long as Aes Sedai teach sea folk.
Love it. Here we go. Let's negotiate.
Good.
Yeah.
So it goes back and forth with them lowballing each other for a while.
Yeah.
Until finally we get to an agreement that they both can accept. And Elaine gets 9 Windfinders.
Yeah.
And they're all under Elaine's authority. So they can't just like march around like they own the place.
Yes, that's a big part. That's a big part of it.
Right.
Big part.
And they won't be used in the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to make gateways when and where Elaine wants. And they have to stay until Elaine's crown is secure.
Yeah, so there does seem to be like a timestamp on that when they can leave. It's a temporary agreement.
Yes.
For a in perpetuity land deal.
Right.
But that land deal is not necessarily bad for Andor.
No.
That's giving like the sea folk a place where they can come and sell, and then that makes you like a main trading port with the sea folk.
Like I guess it really doesn't feel like that's their intent.
Well, Elaine thinks about that, like, hey, there could be benefits long term.
There could be, but I don't think that that's why they want this land. It feels a little bit different than that because why are they all asking for? You know what I mean?
The land?
Yeah, I don't think they're planning on selling anything out of there. They're not going to be paying any goods and services taxes.
Oh,
now
what's the?
I don't know.
Okay,
but no. There's something else.
Like, from an economical standpoint, like, that makes a lot of sense, and it's a pretty sweet deal with the sea folk to have ports in every city.
Yeah.
Like, there's in my mind, there's, like, almost nothing nefarious you could do.
Okay.
I didn't want to talk about this, the economical side.
No, definitely, please don't.
What I was going to say is...
Oh, you're going to do it.
No. I'm thinking Greatest Showman style. I want a Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron negotiation style of what percentage.
A song.
What percentage am I taking?
16 will be just fine.
Oh my goodness.
You're taking nickels on the dime.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And what did they settle for? 90-10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. It was a good song. It's a great number.
It's not only a great song, it's a great, like, scene.
Yes. Good visual number.
It's one thing listening to the song, because you can do that.
It's catchy.
Oof. But no. You watch that?
No. Choreography, it's all great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We're pretty big Greatest Showman fans in here.
Turns out we like it.
I think we're just Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman fans.
Yeah, it's like...
more than anything.
And it's like, individually... Great. Really good.
Cool.
Together.
Better.
It's like, holy moly.
It's great.
Give me more of that.
Yeah, we should watch it. We haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah, we could do that. That's a thing we could do.
We could definitely do a lot of things.
Not now, because we have a very important chapter to cover.
Oh, right.
About...
See, I'm putting off talking about it.
You're stalling.
I am. I'm stalling. Okay, so we're about to end this chapter. because Elaine thinks that the beacon is still blazing to the west, but all that matters right now is Camelin and Andor.
Yeah,
Stand strong.
okay. Yes, excellent.
All right, and that chapter is going to end. We're going to take a break, and we're probably, definitely, maybe going to come back.
Yes.
And even if we don't, you won't really miss out on... We could just end here and skip to chapter 14, and no one will care.
You don't even know that yet. Okay.
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, okay, yeah,
100%.
no one's gonna care. Yeah.
No one will care.
Right.
You know what? For the people who might care,
yeah,
we'll do it justice.
Okay.
We'll try anyway.
You know, you keep saying we, but like I'm okay. I like this
I know
stuff.
you do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
My best.
You're gonna be.
But
involved.
I'm gonna need a break.
You're gonna be involved.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we did come back.
We did. Yeah.
We came back. It's chapter 13, High Seats.
Yes.
And get ready for this politics
action-packed
chapter.
Thriller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The chapter symbol's a lion.
Yep.
Here we go. We are in the next moment with Elaine, and Zeta and the Windfinders leave pretty quickly after the deal is done. And when they're gone, Elaine tells her guards that she expects them to do a way better job at keeping people out when she's in her rooms.
Right.
And they're like, oh, super embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then Elaine feels like feeling through the bond with Brigida. And then so like now she's embarrassed.
Well, because like she couldn't do anything either. And it's like debatable whether there was channeling going on or not. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
And in case you're wondering, Brigida still has a headache.
Right. Because she's hungover.
Right.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing here, though, is that Elaine thinks about Zaida as wanting to leave very quickly because she clearly has some stakes in the whole becoming the next mistress of the ships thing. Yeah, so she wants to go because she thinks, oh, there's someone she like wants to beat because she's on a rush to get out of here, like ASAP on the double. But you might remember that Min had a vision of who will be at some point the mistress of the ships. And that's Hareen Dintogara 2 wins. And that's not Zaida. And Hareen was with Rand and Cadswing in Farmatting.
Oh, and did she go to...
We don't know. She didn't go to the cleansing because she's not a channeler.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, because it was Hareen and Shallan?
Yeah, Shallan was at the... Because she's a channeler, she was at the cleansing. But Hareen...
We don't know.
We don't necessarily know.
Because Min and Lan and other people were around over there at the cleansing.
Yeah, but we don't really know.
Because we know the whole crew rode out together.
Yeah.
And I have to say, if Shallan was there, probably Hareen is there.
Maybe, but
right?
Hareen is the one who Min had a viewing of, becoming the mistress of the ships.
One day.
We don't know the timeline.
Right.
But that's the whole thing. It's like a funny pairing of like, is it Zaida? Is it Hareen? What's going on?
Ooh.
Who is complete? Like, who was at the we don't know. We don't know all the facts.
That's pretty interesting.
We just know like a little bit of information.
Interesting. See, I would have never, ever in a jillion years put those pieces together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the thing. It's like Hareen might become the mistress. Maybe it's Zaida. Maybe it's
now.
Who knows? Who knows? It's a fun little thing.
Okay.
Maybe you'll never find out.
I bet I will.
Okay. That's a good bet. Maybe. Maybe not.
All right. Well, Elaine goes back to her bath, and guess what, everybody?
Water's cold.
Travesty.
Oh,
it's a travesty.
It's
the water is cold, and it would just take too long.
We've done absolutely nothing, and we're all out of ideas.
Yeah, that is. Oh, well, I guess just drain all the water.
Yeah.
And I guess my bath is over. And for all of this annoying bath talk, the one thing I am going to 100% defend is give the pregnant lady a bath.
Yeah.
I feel like that's very important.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Like, your body hurts. You're tired.
Yes. Yeah.
Bathing, having a hot bath is wonderful when you're pregnant.
But also,
let her have her baths, people.
But let
her have them.
Put a little bit on Elaine and be like, hey, there are solutions to your problem.
Oh, yeah. You should probably just freaking channel the water back to being hot if that's what we want.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let
her have her baths.
I got no answer for you on the whole like channeling thing.
Yeah, she really should just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But if we were in a bath when the next thing happens,
couldn't.
It would be a disaster.
Yeah.
It would be disastrous.
Duty comes first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have a bath later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now the first maid and the first clerk will probably have reports for her now anyway. So Elaine and Avienda get dressed for a long time.
Pages
and pages and pages of them getting dressed.
Yeah.
Finally, Brigida pops in to let them know that Dylan's back in the palace, and she's brought 4 of the high seats of the houses, whatever, with her. But Elaine is confused because she can sense puzzlement and annoyment in Brigida's bond. Like, Brigida's puzzled and annoyed.
Brigida feels annoyed and puzzled, confused. For some reason. Elaine doesn't know why, but she does.
Yeah, and that made me go, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Is Dylan back, but they're all supporting her?
Ooh, what's
something?
happening? It's weird.
I thought it was going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's just children.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I spoiled it. That's the chapter. Goodbye, everybody.
So long. Okay. Here's the thing. In this chapter, I'm going to disagree fundamentally with all of Elaine's reactions.
Like she's annoyed?
So, if you recall, when
I don't. Go on.
You will.
Oh, okay.
When Rand showed up to the Black Tower with all his little pins, and Taim was all pissy with him because he was given... I defended Taim.
You defended Taim, I remember.
I still stand by that, defending Taim. Even though we don't necessarily like Taim, I stand by Rand was being a giant butthole, swooping in,
being the guy.
Like, didn't care for it.
That nobody even knew who he was.
Yeah. I didn't care for that action.
And does Elaine do that here?
Elaine gives reactions that I think are inappropriate for the station of what she is compared to what these, in quotes, children are.
Right. Fair.
And I'll explain why. Let's introduce the high
because I also feel like Brigida and Avienda once again need to shut it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with you
because that
there.
part annoyed me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into the details.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, fine. But first, we need more pages of dressing again. Differently. Because now we have to dress differently than we were planning to dress earlier.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't know if you know this. So Avienda is an Aiel.
What?
Yeah, so it's crazy. So she's wearing like these crazy Aiel Wise Ones robes. Right. And the high seats. Never seen an Aiel before.
They wouldn't like that.
They'd be like, whoa, what's that? So it's like, hey,
no, Kate, you gotta stop. You have to stop. I can't.
But I'm not dead.
No, I cannot. Oh my god.
Dress in silks. Put on some jewelry. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
And can you imagine that she is putting on her amber turtle brooch.
The Angriel.
On a green dress.
Yeah. So
it is not going to match.
Doesn't match. But the maids don't know that it's an Angriel.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's like a lot of tension.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. Plus, Avienda tries to get Elaine to eat some food, but there's no time.
She doesn't really do that.
We had so much time to literally get dressed.
We could eat
hours.
So much food.
We had hours of getting dressed, but really, really hastily.
Yeah, you missed the joke that Elaine makes towards Avienda. It's like, you shouldn't dress in those because they'll think you're a stable hand. Apparently they like jab each other for clothes a lot, but maybe that joke didn't land as well as she thought it would. So
okay. Nope.
Let's get to the meeting. Let's do it.
Elaine and Avienda walk over to the big room where this meeting is taking place. There's a big description.
The walk takes a while.
Yeah. But we get a big description of how this setting is more intimate than if she was meeting them in a throne room. And that's kind of on purpose.
Yeah, which is a fair point too, because like, hey, these are supposed to be your allied houses, hopefully.
And they're the high seats of these houses, which means that they're the ultimate high lords and ladies, right?
Yeah, like they legitimately are the high seat. They're the top chain of command, regardless of their ages, they are the top.
Okay, and so when we walk in, Elaine sees the situation and understands Brigida's puzzlement.
Yeah.
Because Dylan is here, and she introduces the 4 high seats.
Yeah.
And it turns out they're all literally children.
Yes. So here's the first issue that I have with Elaine. So, yeah, technically they're all children.
It's not unusual.
It's not.
That sometimes the high seats are a bit younger.
Yeah.
But usually you have advisors or guardians with you, and the fact that these ones don't is unusual.
Yes. So there are a couple of odd things going on here. So we get 4 high seats. I'm going to list them just for the record.
Okay. Can I tell you what I remember?
Okay.
One really young, high-pitched, crackly voice guy.
Totally.
One super arrogant young lady.
Yep. That's true.
Another dude.
Yep.
Who's a little older, maybe, but also...
middle of the road.
Yeah.
He's like the doesn't matter. He's the middle child.
Okay.
I don't want to say the middle children don't matter, but like.
Mm-hmm. And then there's another guy.
The older one,
right.
Slightly, who's like maybe looking at Brigitte's butt in her pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's who I remember.
3 dudes, 1 lady. The lady is super arrogant.
Catalin,
yeah. So we got Lord Paravel. We got Lady Catalin. Lord Branlet.
It's funny that we have a Cat and a Bran here.
It is funny.
We're getting more Game of Thrones, almost to the point where we almost need to start taking shots for Game of Thrones references.
Love it.
Since now this is 2 episodes in a row.
We could do it.
That there are Game of Thrones. The fact that was never in the mix is still baffling.
You know what?
And it won't happen today, but if it happens again, 3rd time's the charm.
Okay.
And we will have a shot.
You know what?
Is that a good deal?
I love it. Okay. And then the last is Lord Conale. Anyways, these are the 4. And the reason why I don't appreciate Elaine's reaction is because she thinks to herself, she tries to suppress her feelings and her reaction when she greets them. Clearly does a horrible job of it. But the age difference is not so big.
No.
The oldest of them is probably around 16 years old. The others are probably a little bit younger, maybe 2 to 4 years. So we're looking 12 to 16. 16 is the oldest of them. And Elaine is 18.
She might be 19 by now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
She's 18 to maybe 19. Yeah. So, and you're becoming queen. You're barely older than them, and you're so condescending to the age of these people.
Yes.
It's this is crazy, your reaction.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dramatic.
It is.
Yeah.
It is dramatic.
Considering people might look at you and be like, you should have an advisor. And yeah, she has Dylan, but
Not really. She wouldn't have if Dylan didn't... If Dylan was against her and wanted the crown...
Elaine doesn't think of Dylan as, oh, this is my advisor to take good advice on how to... No, she's I got this. This is mine. And I'm lucky that fortunate that Dylan is on my side, sort of.
Yeah, because normally even the queen, when the queen isn't 18 or 19, has an Aes Sedai advisor.
You should, yeah.
And she doesn't have... she kind of has Aviendha and Brigitte, but she doesn't think of them as her advisors.
Well, she thinks of herself as Aes Sedai also. But it's you're 18, and Aes Sedai don't become Aes Sedai at 18.
Oh, yeah, no, even that.
There's so many things that are oh, okay, Elaine, cool it.
Another thought I just had, so Elaine is pretty much under the impression that Morghese is dead, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question for her at this point.
No.
But at any point, has there been any sort of, memorial or acknowledgement on her part of that, even a little bit? You think you'd want that? Getting to Caemlyn, probably the first thing I would expect Elaine to do is have some kind of memorial for Morghese.
I can understand that. It doesn't seem like she has. Maybe in her own mind, a little bit of personal mourning.
And we're not really asking as many questions as maybe we should. Yeah. When was the last time she was seen? Where would her body be? Who is her killer?
Investigate that as much as you are investigating the spy situation.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
The fact that we're literally, she's just well, I guess she's dead somewhere. That's really sad. Bye, Mom. All right. Got my other things to focus on. Doesn't that part matter? Who should you be siding with? How do you know that one of these houses didn't actually kill Morghese?
Here's just a side thought I just
had.
She
knows nothing.
Here's the majority of the rumors put Rand as the killer of Morghese. So could there be some compartmentalization where she's I don't want to think about that because I don't want to open that can of worms, where hypothetically if that did happen, I'm not even touching that. Right. Is there a chance of that? like, maybe because Gawain has his...
Well, Gawain specifically said to Egwene, I think Rand killed my mom. And Egwene was like, no, he didn't. And he was like, I believe you.
Yeah.
And they sorted that out. But the one time Elaine had Rand in a room to talk to him about a lot of these things that are happening.
But how do you...
all they did was do a stupid bonding ceremony and then do it, and then he left.
At what point in the sex do you ask, hey, by the way,
did you kill my mom?
Did you kill my mom?
Like, that probably actually should be a question that you ask before.
Either before or
for sure after.
For sure.
For sure. But, like, definitely before. You know? Before we're bonding this love of our life, maybe we should stop for 3 seconds to analyze our life world situation.
Yeah, I know. I can't. It's just...
It was just wildly impulsive.
Yeah.
Young love.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
See, I feel like the whole bonding thing just gets worse and worse every time I talk about it and think about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's so
Here's
bad.
the trick. Don't think about it that much. You're thinking about it too much.
Oh, yeah.
Putting too many thoughts into this.
I think that's the trick. I'm really not supposed to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like, wow, that's nice. Next.
Beautiful. No.
It was...
Okay.
No, I'm not okay with it.
Anyways, let's get back to Elaine's terrible reaction.
Oh, to the children. I forgot what we were talking
They're
about.
not children!
Yeah, well, they are.
Not according to Dylan, because she says if they are children and they're high seats, they can't be children. They're not children.
No,
they're high seats.
Children, no mo.
No mo.
Faux show.
You're the worst.
Oh my god, you said it. Okay, well, all jinxes aside.
Yeah.
Lady Catelyn is the first to really pick up on this, and although she might be the worst,
Elaine is
kind of the worst. She says, I'm past my guardianship. My uncle said I'm ready as I'll ever be. And then Dylan speaks up about Branlet.
Yeah.
Because the previous lady of his house died in a horse riding accident. And then the other guy's guardian is, like, super old and bedridden.
There's reasons. Like, there's reasons why there's no guardians here.
Yeah.
We gotta put some trust in Dylan, because she knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I'm on your side. Anything against Elaine, no, that's rude. But kind of, right?
Yeah.
Especially at this point, because I felt like she did so good against the bargaining sea folk.
Yeah, and now you're just coming in with, like, the wrong attitude.
And then you're coming in hot with the arrogance from that. Because that, you need arrogance.
Yeah.
You need it. It's required in that situation. But you have to be able to switch. Yeah. Turn it off and humble yourself and understand the situation that you're in.
Like, come in a little softer for, like, they are kids. So this is their...
Nope, you just told me they're not.
No, but... I see what you did there. But when you're treating them...
I agree. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you got to match the intensity here just a
Elaine
little bit.
Does try to put a little more warmth in her tone, but it's too late.
Yeah. And then she has the side thought. It's like, oh, I want to chase them all out. And then have a real stern talking to Dylan. Like, no, Elaine.
But regardless of their ages, they are the high seats of powerful houses. So she does have to spend at least a little bit of time with them.
It's like, Elaine, you need all the help you can get right now.
Yes.
So who are you to turn down anybody?
Because 4 houses right now.
These are big houses.
And they put you on par with what Aramilla has right now.
I know. So, and you're just like, they're kids though? Come on.
Yes.
No.
So now Lady Catelyn asks Elaine pretty bluntly if Brigida really is the Captain General of the Queen's Guard.
Yeah.
And Elaine's like, yeah, and she's my warder. But then things get super uncomfortable because Lady Catelyn is, like, asking and saying...
Too many, just like...
Way too many things. Like, she really is out there.
She is.
Too much. Like, she needs to rein it in.
Stop talking. Stop saying things.
Yeah, and she goes, I didn't know you were made Aes Sedai. I thought they sent you home when your mom died.
He's like, shoot.
And how can she be a general or a warder without a sword?
Yeah.
And Elaine, like, tries to ignore her, but then she says an army is a general's sword. And then Avienda comes up to Brigida's defense.
Well, because, like, swords.
Yeah, and she says, well, swords are stupid and useless. You should learn the spear or the bow. Brigida could shoot your eyes out at 200 paces.
Perfect.
And Lady Catelyn's like, my eyes?
What? Yeah. Because, again, it's Avienda and Brigida. Like,
right,
come on. Okay.
and then Avienda gets introduced as Elaine's sister and an Aiel, and it's all very shocking.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff here.
Right. Now, from there, things go mostly kind of smoothly.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we're trying to regain our footing here a little bit.
Mm.
But they want to know things like if Rihanna is an Aes Sedai, since she was the one channeling the gateway.
Yeah, this is a callback to the whole pretending to be Aes Sedai thing with the rings. And
That's right. Yeah, and then they also share numbers because they've brought 3,000 soldiers with them.
It's not bad.
No, and they could have brought more if Dylan was able to wait a little bit longer, but they sent word to lesser houses that are under them and pledged to them.
Yeah, so remember, there's like
remember
400 houses, a couple big guys, they all like...
Yeah.
It's a trickle down.
It's the trickle down.
Yeah.
Now, there's some more conversation about all of that until it's time for this meeting to end. We get some customary goodbyes, and we're going to meet again for like dinner or something like that, or a little more formally.
Yeah.
Because they're all is still in their riding clothes.
Yeah, they do the cheek kissing for the goodbyes.
Ooh, okay.
And then the one guy is like, I'll never wash my cheek again.
Mm.
But here's a tip. That's how you never get kisses ever again if you never wash your cheeks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most important thing to take out of this is that they all pledged to Trakand.
We didn't actually
We missed that part, but
Yeah.
like it was a given.
Yeah, they were like,
That's why they're here.
Same Z's, same side. And
so anything nefarious I was thinking about Dylan was wrong.
Well, and it's interesting because we get like a recap of Dylan's journey too. And she visited 5 houses, and one of them didn't come along for whatever reason. They don't make decisions quickly. Like we don't really get a full answer.
Okay.
But 4 of the 5 did come.
Okay.
And that's really good work for Dylan. Like, she did a good job.
Yes.
And it's annoying that Elaine's entire thought process
and
is...
Brigida and Avienda.
It's like, oh, I gotta shout at Dylan because she did a bad job, and why are the kids, and why don't they have guardians, and like, it's
okay, well, we're gonna get to that, because once everybody leaves, Dylan settles in, and then we're about to have some conversation.
Yeah.
And we do get a little bit of a recap about how it was a mistake to pass the kinswoman off as Aes Sedai, because Rihanna just kept staring around all wide-eyed and shocked at everything, and it's not a good look, because she did not look like an Aes Sedai.
Yeah, and this is according to Dylan, and we don't actually, like, get a response from Elaine on her thoughts on that. But Rihanna isn't, like, an Aes Sedai. She's not the...
No, and she almost faltered not making the gateways properly.
And what happens if you have the woman here to make the gateway, and then you're all standing in the middle of nowhere, and there's no gateway?
Right, because you're supposed to be making a doorway to nowhere, and that's very shocking and impressive.
This would be bad.
And then it doesn't work.
Yeah, that would be bad. Mm-hmm. So.
But then we're interrupted by Brigida slamming her cup down because she's so angry.
Oh, yeah.
So angry that she's creating stains on the table and the carpets.
Say it ain't so.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no.
But she's really mad that the high seats are children, and their decisions are gonna get people killed because they're idiots.
Yeah.
And Avienda agrees, because how could anyone follow these children into battle? And then Dylan's like, hey, shut it. Shut it, everybody.
There's a reason. Like, I'm not an idiot, people.
Yes.
And she kind of launches into this whole story, but like, I became a high seat of my house when I was 15, and here's the thing. It was circumstances. My father, my brothers died, but I still listened to my advisors, and when you become a high seat of your house, you're not a child anymore, so even if they're children, they're not children, because they're the high seats now, so you gotta deal with it.
Yeah, and she's confident she can rein them in to listen to advice.
Yeah, like, they're all like, here for a reason. Dylan got them here. They'll listen to they brought soldiers.
Yeah.
So.
And there was also a very interesting point at one point. Dylan said they don't come with any bad habits.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any knowledge of any of this, so everything they learn and everything that they know
will them
come
my way.
from
Yeah.
this experience, and that's a positive.
That's a very big positive too. Yeah.
So basically, Elaine tells Dylan that she has to be in charge of these high seats.
Keep them out of trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she also tells Brigida that it's her responsibility to deal with all of the soldiers, I guess, that came.
Well, yeah, they brought 3,000 troops. Like, that's pretty solid.
That's part of the army.
That's part of the army now. Like, this is a good thing. Like, overall, very good situation for Elaine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, finally, Elaine turns her attention to Dylan and says she would have been more pleased if she brought their advisors along because she doesn't want to look like a kidnapper. And Dylan's like, clearly that's not going to be an issue here or I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, she basically hand waves her off. She's like, no.
No, that's dumb. And after this entire conversation, I just told you their advisors can't be here or they would be.
Dead. Bedridden.
Yeah.
Like, not here, man.
Yes, not here. Deal with it. But then this conversation gets interrupted with a maid entering to say that the first maid and the first clerk are here now, so it's time for more boring reports and stuff.
They're your favorite people.
And Elaine says she doesn't want to be disturbed unless the city is under attack. But then she changes it. She doesn't say that.
Yep.
She says, unless it's important, because she doesn't want to regret that order.
Right. Yeah, because Nori, last time, with the whole, like, oh, don't disturb Elaine.
Yeah.
But he's like, people are attacking in, like, a week.
Yes.
So.
Right.
Anyways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the end of this.
Yeah.
And next episode, we are talking about only chapter 14, you said.
The
and that's...
next 2 chapters are single chapters.
Ooh, and you said that only because of page number.
Yeah.
Not because of how interesting things are, probably.
I did reference the page numbers because together they'd be like 70 pages, and that's just like a little bit too much to handle for one episode, so we're just going to break it up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're back to doubles.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have some fun with it.
Yeah, it was okay.
Maybe we'll start thinking of some new Crossroads of Twilight drinking games.
There you go.
We gotta...
make it a good time.
Spice it up somehow.
All right.
All right, so before you go and do a pretty good job of bargaining while dressed only in a robe, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's the end of another fun episode. Thanks so much for joining in and listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, edited by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett, with Passion Socks, Cody Fouts, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Lance Barden, Charlie Haz, Adam, Hannah Green, and Marta Thier. With music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, how to get in touch with us, you can visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a really big difference in helping other people find us. And tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.